are aware of, my talents if you're in that space and what I've done.
So it's not like boxing where some people say you got ring rust, you need a warm up fight once or two before you go up, or
I think everyone's different. Um, everyone's different. Some people feel the need, and I always say if you believe something, then it's true. So if as a fighter I believe ring rust is a thing, then it's true. Me as a fighter, I don't believe in ring rust.
right?
So if I'm out for 2 years, when I come back, if when you see me on the show, I've done the training that's necessary. I don't ring rust doesn't mean anything to me. So that's my belief. So that's the thing. So I literally like throw me in the deep end. And I had a feeling out of everybody because regardless, as tough as everybody thinks they are, they're not stupid. They're smart fighters, shall I say? So there would have been a lot of people when my name got mentioned, they wouldn't have put their hand up to go first, just because it's like I've seen this guy as well. He just looks tricky. Let me see how somebody else deals with him because the question is, can he do it at top flight? Can he do it at the top level? All the fighters, they're like, I don't want to be the one to find out if he can. So, but I knew it'd be somebody like Kevin Holland that would be like, I'm game. Like, let's go. Let me try and find out what's going on. And that's why I think that's why everyone loves him, respects him, because
Yeah.
he's just about it. He doesn't care.
Yes.
Um,
Before we even get to that point, Michael, how did the UFC deal come about? Like, how did you come out of Bellator? Was your contract ending? How do you broker a new deal? Like, let's talk a little bit about business, bro.
yeah. So as I said, my last Bellator fight, now I'm actually free. So Bellator will give you a certain time limit for them to negotiate. And this happens for all athletes, which is why when your class is a free agent, everyone's like, well, why hasn't he now signed to somewhere else? Things are not can't happen immediately. So Bellator, being the organization and a smart business, I guess, they give themselves a certain amount of time, stress free from nobody else. So you're not coming to me saying, yeah, well, these guys offered me this. These guys, all you have to deal with is me. So again, smart. So I had to go through that phase, but I was already in the mindset of I just want to be a free agent. I don't think you guys value me the way I value myself. And what I mean is, like financially speaking, you guys value me as an asset of the company, but your price tag to that is very different to my price tag to that.
Mhm.
So I'm like, regardless, I'm gonna be a free agent. So, but I let them know that early. I was just like letting them know that earlier. But then it's like, cool. I'm free to just chill. I had to take my time, and everyone's asking me questions. I'm like, I'm handcuffed right now until a certain period is triggered. Once that period was triggered, then everybody came.
How did you get in touch with like Dana White, the
So, like I
UFC?
said, the bare knuckle fight meant everyone got in touch with myself
Okay.
or my team. You know,
How does that feel?
yeah, it's nice. Like again, it shows that I'm I was as valued as I thought I should be valued. So then when things was happening, my coach was laughing, just like cause this just worked out so perfectly, unintentionally, but it just worked out perfectly because everyone's like, what's going on? Like I said, they all came in, and I've got the best manager in the world, in Audi Attar, for Paradigm. He also manages Conor McGregor and roster of other amazing athletes. But he's at the top of the game. He knows exactly how to play things,
Mhm.
and I trust him with that as well. Um, so he's having a few conversations and so on and so forth, and it got to the point where Hunter was like, "I'm gonna be in London." Uh, it was there was a UFC. I can't remember what UFC it was. I actually want to say it was the one where Tom Aspinall injured himself, I believe. Um, but yeah, either way, he's like, I'm gonna be in town for the UFC. I want to have a meeting with him. So me and Audi met Hunter, and we just hit it off straight away, man. Like he was like, yeah, okay, I feel your vibe, man. I like your vibe. Just as a person now, just we need to figure out how do you see it navigating. After when we had that meeting, it wasn't about finance. It was just about how your journey would play out. It was just after the fact, I'm now done. He likes me. I'm done. I go back to just getting back to training. Audi and him go back and forth. The great thing was PFL also were very adamant that they wanted to sign me. For me, and again, I prefer to just be upfront, clear. I was like, had a meeting with these guys. I said, look, I love what you guys are doing. And to be fair, I do really like how they've structured things and stuff. It really is cool what they're doing. But I said to them, I'm gonna be honest, my head is turned. It's facing UFC. You have to do something crazy to get me to turn and look back at you guys. And they were like, yeah, cool, we'll talk. Audie sat me down and was just like, put your dream contract together and be ridiculous, and then we'll just send it to them because it doesn't matter because my head's already this way.
Yeah.
I was like writing random stuff.
How much did you write, bro?
How
much was it?
It's a lot. A
lot of zeros, yeah.
It's a lot. I was writing random stuff, like just asking for like puppies and stuff. Like just I'm playing now, but I just again, I'd send it to Audie, and he's like, "Be more imaginative, like throw it back to me." I'm like, "All right, cool, more stuff." And cool, we sent it over to them once we kind of came to it. Sent it over to them, and it wasn't just. It was weird. It wasn't even just fighting opportunities in terms of like pay a fight. I was like, this business idea I wanted to throw, and this and that, and they were. Long story short, they were like, we like it all. It's like we like it all. We're gonna sit down with the team and go over numbers. And I was like, oh shit, like that kind of changes a lot. Like
Wow.
what? I was like, there's no way. But they sent back an offer, which was like, wow. But they, tried to drop certain things, certain tabs, and again, I was like, guys, I'm already leaving, basically. They sent back, but obviously in that time, we again were honest with UFC, like, oh, these guys have said such and such, and these guys were like, all right, cool, we'll do this, we'll do this. This was more to do with just the actual pay structure because the pay structure was insane. But then again, they right at the end, these guys where I could say I'd almost made my decision the other way. They dropped a wild contract, which were just insane. And they said we're gonna check and see. He needs to check with the whole company to see if they can, all the other guys, partners, to see if they can do it. And long story short, in that time, UFC was like, last time, I'm just gonna throw something else in. And once they threw something else in, I was like, damn, I actually didn't even expect that much from the UFC. So it was great for me. And then PFL came back, and again for me, I was definitely already going. PFL came back, and they were like, because of the acquisition of Bellator, they've obviously expensed a lot, and they know they're also then going to have to turn over a lot of fighters from their previous contracts to this. It was just bad timing for them. Otherwise, they would happily have done that. And I was like, yeah, no, cool. But it was like it again, everything just kind of worked out because the fact that you were there, even talking the way you were talking, just I wouldn't even say pressured, but just gave UFC a bit more motivation to up what they were, what they were going to offer.
So as a business transaction, you had a backup.
Yeah. To be fair, it wasn't just those two. There was quite a few. Everybody wanted me to come over, like random shows wanted me to come over and offering like crazy stuff as well.
Right.
Which again is it's amazing, but the one thing that a lot of these shows can't do is what the UFC can do, and it's that prestige of the UFC, that brand of the UFC. There's no other show that holds that, and that can do so much for you, just being associated and aligned with that brand. Um, so all these offers, as financially as great as it was, it's just like I'm not in it just for the money. Like I want that credibility and stature and so on. There's other things that I'm trying to achieve here.
That brand,
The
standing next to
brand,
that
like
brand, it lifts you up.
exactly. It's like what's happening now. I'm gonna go back to football. Well, the Saudis are just plucking these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But once they go over there, you don't see them again. The only person that we might see, like still see videos and clips of